Texas Republican Joe Barton, a longtime oil industry supporter, apologized to Tony Hayward for what the congressman called a shakedown by the Obama administration, pressuring BP to set up a $20 billion compensation fund.
But I'm ashamed of what happened in the White House yesterday. I think it is a tragedy of the first proportion that a private corporation can be subjected to what I would characterize as a shakedown.
He was referring to a relief fund for victims of the oil spills sought by the White House and agreed to by BP. Meantime, Barton has been the House's top recipient of oil industry campaign contributions since 1990.
Barton's comments are not really out of Republican mainstream, and here are some comments from the Republican Study Committee in the House, 114 members of the Republican Party in the House saying, BP's reported willingness to go along with the White House's new fund suggests that the Obama administration is hard at work exerting its brand of Chicago-style shakedown politics. These actions are emblematic of a politicization of our economy that has been born out of this administration's drive for greater power and control.
What I don't like from the president's administration is this sort of, I'll put my boot heel on the throat of BP. I think that sounds really un-American. And I think it's part of this sort of blame game society in the sense that it's always got to be someone's fault, and instead of the fact that maybe sometimes accidents happen.
But, quote, if I was the head of BP, I would let the signal get out there. We're not going to be chumps, and we're not going to be fleeced.
Her focus was on the oil spill and its relation to the nation's energy policy. She repeated those three famous words, drill, baby, drill. The former Alaskan governor discussed the need for more domestic drilling. She said it's crucial that the government takes advantage of natural resources like oil.
Do you think Obama shook down BP?
I think they put pressure on them when, remember, he previously said that he wanted a criminal investigation. So the people that were around that table were thinking they might end up in the slammer.
Is that wrong?
So they could end up in the slammer.
Is that wrong to put that kind of pressure on them? I think you
well,
do it. Wouldn't you
think
do it?
about it. You think about it. Here you have the President of the United States threatening criminal action. They could end up in the slammer. So are they going to take money from the shareholders to give to the President, maybe to keep themselves out of jail?
So.
I'm just asking.
But I'm okay with it.
The point is he putting pressure on with the threat of a criminal trial, which is the force of government, so that they'll give him money?
I hope so.
That's crossing lines that we have to be very careful.
Is that something you would be supportive of, is increasing that cap on the liability for environmental damage?
No.
Does that leave taxpayers on the hook for part of the damage?
Well, yeah, probably does.
Drill, baby, drill. This is the kind of change. Hey, you guys were ready to break out. Woo!
And we'll drill for the billions of barrels of oil that we have right now warehoused underground, including our resources offshore. We will drill here and drill now, and now's when you chant, drill, baby, drill. Yes.
Drill, baby, drill, and drill now.
We will drill new wells offshore, and we'll drill them now.
And yes, offshore oil drilling.
Madam President, I ask unanimous consent the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 442, H.R. 5481. A bill to give subpoena power to the National Commission on the BP Deepwater Horizon oil spill and offshore drilling. That the bill be read a third time and passed, and the motion to consider be laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate. This is legislation that passed the House 420 to 1.
Is there objection?
On behalf of other members of the Republican conference, I object.
The objection is heard.
Madam President,
The senator from New Hampshire.
I don't understand what is so objectionable. As this commission begins their investigation in the next few weeks, this should not be a partisan issue. I don't understand why my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are turning this into a partisan issue. I find it unbelievable that after everything the people of the Gulf region have endured and that this entire country has witnessed for over 2 months now, that anyone is still standing with the oil company that caused this disaster instead of the victims who are suffering from it.
I hope the American people understand that this is a clear contrast between who stands on your side and who stands on the side of special interests. How is it possible that members of this chamber find it difficult when the House of Representatives, in a near unanimous vote, could say that the subpoena powers necessary for the commission to be able to get to the bottom of what happened could pass unanimously there, save for one vote, and yet cannot even proceed here? Cannot even proceed here. This isn't rocket science. It's common sense to most Americans. We need to fully learn the lessons of this disaster with a thorough investigation, not protect oil companies from having their negligence exposed. We need to get answers from BP and Transocean and Halliburton and everyone else, including the federal agencies, not give apologies to them, as I have seen Republicans suggest that we should apologize to BP for making sure that the residents of the Gulf region are held whole. We need to know the truth, and the commission needs subpoena power to get the truth. So who are you protecting? And what are we hiding here?
Drill, baby, drill.